Hey everyone, it's Audrey from Permission Hustle. Today we're talking about business books that have truly impacted my life. And these are not books that were written 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, or even even in the last 6 months. These are all books that I keep on my bookshelf in my office, that I turn to, that I read probably at least once or twice a year, and that are books that I just genuinely rely on for knowledge, for help, for advice, for inspiration, for creativity. I think that we all need to have a section in our office, in our home, wherever it is that you keep your books, that are just your personal books, your personal selections. When you're having a day where you just need to be pulled out of the crummy attitude that you're in, or you need some new inspiration, or you know what, you're feeling fueled up and you want to just stay on this ultimate high. So I wanted to share the 5 books that truly have done that for me. Honestly, more times than I can count. So I'm always asked about this too. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think that you're either born an entrepreneur or not. And I mean that simply by saying that you have to have a certain mindset to be an entrepreneur. You have to have a certain mindset to be a business owner. You can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to go after your dream. You can't be afraid to not know where your paycheck's gonna come from in 6 months, which can give you anxiety and, let's just face it, diarrhea sometimes. How could it not? And I say that genuinely because I can't stand it when people make the life about entrepreneurs seem easy, and I think that we all hear the success stories, but nobody ever chronicles their entire journey, right? We see these people that are like at the top of their game, and we all want to be like them, but it's all the days in between that count. Those are the stories that I want to know about. Those are the stories that I care about, because in all honesty, that's the journey to getting to where you want to go, where you want to be. So I rely on books from people that I admire, that I look to as successful business people, and I just keep kind of just doing a recheck, a reset with these books. So without further ado, before I keep talking, I'm going to go through my 5 books. They are not in any particular order. I just went to my bookshelf, I grabbed them, and I came on over. So we're going to kick it off with, what one did I grab? The Martha Rules. Now, this is 10 essentials for achieving success as you start, build, or manage your business. Now, my dad gave this to me. Merry Christmas 2006. Love, Dad. And what I loved about this book, and as I'm flipping through, you can see I go through all my books, I write in them, I circle things, I write notes in the margins, I write notes at the bottom of chapters. Let me open to one random page to see what I circled or what I outlined. So this is page 49, just randomly grabbing this out of the Martha Rules. And this says, it is important to describe your business consistently and confidently when talking to all sorts of people. In the venture capital world, they call these sorts of descriptions elevator pitches, meaning that if you happen to find yourself riding in an elevator with someone who might be interested in investing in your business, you need to convey all the important details in less than a minute or two that you will have his or her attention. Depending on your type of business, it may also be important to develop a richly illustrated brochure early on, and then it goes on. But I underlined about the elevator pitch. Now, again, I started my blogging business in 2006. So this is truly at the beginning when I read the Martha Rules. And this is what I always loved about Martha Stewart. She built her company. She built a brand. She built an empire, truly on a particular brand of supply, being like the best. She's the best hostess in the world, right? Whenever I think Martha Stewart, you think of the best hostess. She has the best crafts. She has the best parties. She has the best food. Have I ever been to her parties? No. Have I ever met her in person? No. Do I read her magazine? Yes. Have I seen her on TV? Yes. But that is the persona, that's the brand that Martha has built. So I remember getting this from my father and just digesting all this information, because this is someone who really has built a brand. Now, this is before social media. She built a brand before social media, which was really difficult to do, but she did it. So if you're looking for a really great business book, this is a lot of information in here that you probably already know, but now we can apply it so differently into the world of social media. But this is a book that I love. I pick up, I read. What I love doing and why I'm so happy is that I love being able to just go back just to different areas, because I did so much outlining and actually circling. Like page 108, I underlined, and I don't know why, but here we go. People sometimes ask me how I develop my particular sense of taste and style. My response is always through comparison. What do I mean? Consider this. The title of Master Sommelier is the restaurant's world's highest distinction for a wine expert. But to be granted this prestigious title, a candidate must go through a very lengthy process. So again, I don't know why I genuinely circled or highlighted certain sections, but I love going back and seeing why I did. So that is book number 1. Book number 2. Oh, I love this book. Book number 2, I got this when I was living in New York City back in like the year 2000. I'll even tell you what year was this book published, and that will actually give me 2000. This book was published in 2000. So I remember reading this on the bus and the subway on my way to work. I worked for Donna Karen as an assistant. I knew I wasn't going to be there forever, but I just love being around creative women. The name of this book is The 12 Secrets of Highly Creative Women, A Portable Mentor by Gail McMeekin. This book is incredible. I have not revisited this book, I'd say in about a year. I remember reading it a couple of years ago, maybe like right during the break going in 2018 to 2019. Again, went through, circled. I have highlighted sections all over the place. What I love most about this book is that you really do get an idea of, and even reading it now, again, like 19 years from when it was actually published, there's so much rich information in here that we can take and we can use in our lives now, in our businesses now. And if you are a creative person, if you are a woman, you're going to love this because it does bring you through some of the most highly creative women. You'll recognize names over here. Sarah Ben Brethnack, right? Remember her? Sigrid Olsen, Barbara Scher. I mean, just unbelievable women who have gone out there, created very successful businesses, names, brands for themselves. Let me read something that I can, that I actually highlighted. So here we go. Page 46. It takes courage to admit that we're on the wrong train and risk disapproval or possibly looking foolish. For Pam, and again, what she is Pam Moore, this ability to honor her truth was most wise. I can't tell you how many clients I've seen over the years who knew early on that they had chosen the wrong career but denied it. Again, this is just unbelievable advice, but just all packed in a great book. So if you're looking for an awesome book to read, again, you don't have to read this cover to cover, and that's what I love about that book in particular. Book number 3, Tory Johnson's Spark and Hustle. I love this book because, you know what, Tory Johnson is someone that I have always looked to and admired as a woman that went out there and inspires women to go after their dreams. Period. She's somebody that just really helps you take your passion, your motivation, and turn it into a profit. It's no surprise that someone that I really love and are aligned with in many ways in thoughts and practices in business uses the name of her book as Spark and Hustle. Spark the idea, hustle to make it happen. So, she's all about passion. She's all about purpose, but she's mostly about making a profit. Older book. Let me see the copyright date on this one too. Older book, but I'm telling you, all the lessons, all the business tidbits and advice and everything you're gonna just inhale. 2012. So definitely not a book that's been published in the last year, but worth a read. If you have not read Tory's book, read it. It's amazing. Next book, You Are a Badass, right? By Jen Sincero, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. I bought this book about 2 or 3 years ago at an airport. I saw a lot of people talking about it. I grabbed it so I could actually read the book on my way home, and I loved it. Let me get the exact copyright year in here because obviously Jen has written a few more books since then, 2013. So, and I actually, when I did buy this book, I remember there was one of her books that has a green front, but it's about making money, like You're a Badass, something about the money in the finance world. But that was already out. So that's how long ago I bought this book. But I love this book because I do believe that in life, everybody needs a book that's going to make them feel like they are a badass. They can get out there. They can do it. I think a lot of the times we talk ourselves out of a lot of things because we don't think that we can actually go out there and do it. So if you are looking for another great book, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. Just again, another great book that was written years ago, but everything in it you can apply to your life, to your business, to your mantras, to your beliefs and what you do and how you do it today. That is the most important thing for me. Do I love being on the up and up on trends and everything that's going on in the business world for social media? You betcha. Do I sometimes just need someone to just give me that hand and pull me up and keep me going? Probably more than the latter. And these books do that for me. These amazing books. And then the last book, which I read probably twice a year because I love it so much. This is how long I've been a Gary Vee fan. This is Gary Vee's Crushing It book. Let me see the exact year this puppy came out. Let me see. Oh, this is 2018, right? No, what was the first book that he wrote? This is the Crushing It book, but he wrote another book, Hustle, Crush It. So Crushing It and Crush It. I recommend you reading both. You do not have to read Crush It first. Crush It was the first book in 2009, 2010. Crushing It was the follow-up and this was, again, 2018. Gary Vee is somebody that is he's just a personality to me now more than anything. I genuinely love reading his books, but he is more of a personality to me than he is somebody that I turn to for maybe everyday advice. I love what he gives. I love what he gives out. I love his content that he shares. I love his interviews. But one thing I loved about Gary was from his first book, Crush It, before he kind of hit to the success that he is today, was just no nonsense business advice. No nonsense, just get out there and crush it. Do it. Why are you not doing it? Why are you not getting out there? I don't understand. That is his kind of advice. Crushing It was a great true follow-up to that book. But again, how great entrepreneurs build their businesses and influence, how you can do it too. Gary is somebody that is great to watch. But his books are great because he talks fast. He's a fast talker. He swears a lot, which doesn't bother me whatsoever. I'm not like that. But what I love about his books is that I actually can read at my own pace. I can highlight. I can circle. I can reread a chapter. I don't feel like I'm trying to consume the information so fast and so quickly that if I don't get it, I'm gonna miss it. Crush It and Crushing It from Gary are really great business books that I feel like every entrepreneur, every social media influencer should have on their bookshelves because they really are. Crush It, dare I say it, is almost like the ultimate original Bible of kind of social media, of getting out there and do it. Just get out there and do it. Create your brand. He teaches you how to build your brand, what factors you need to think about. And he really just kind of gives it all away. He gives a lot of information away for free, which I love. So these are my 5 books that I recommend to you. Boom, boom, boom. I will make sure that I drop the names of them below just so you do have all of them again in the links. But again, people are always asking with some really great business books that I could read, that could maybe inspire, motivate me, help change my life, give me the right direction. Maybe the universe's way of saying, hey, listen, rather than going left, let's go right. So I really wanted to make sure I shared those with you. And again, I took them right off my shelf. These are not books that I just randomly talk about. These are books that are on my bookshelf that are very old, a lot of them. You saw that I love to get in there and mark them up, but that's how I read. That's how I consume information. So find some books that work for you. What I love you to do too is drop in the comments below what business books work for you. I'd love to know that as well. So other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you head over to our Facebook page, Permission to Hustle, and make sure you join our group. We have a wonderful community there that shares every single day. We're also on Instagram, Permission to Hustle too. Our videos on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know a new video is out. And as always, remember to always give yourself permission to hustle.